everyone. I had Amiyah 10 days ago, and I haven't made a labor story video. I wasn't even going to because it's not very much of a labor story, but so I guess I will try to elaborate on what happened. Today, after my baby shower, which was the 8th of February, I got up to go to the bathroom, and whenever I finished using that bathroom, whenever I tried to stand up, I had this really bad, horrible, sharp stabbing pain in my right side, and it got worse, like if I would try to stand up. So I was bent over, and I had my brother get my mom and bring her in there because I couldn't walk. And then all of a sudden the pain started coming in waves. Like whenever my mom came in, it was probably at like a 6 or a 7 on the pain scale, and then it would jump to 10. And it was horrible. It was like, I don't know, the worst pain. Basically it was labor, the hard labor pain, and it hurt so bad to where like I was grabbing onto the wall and I was literally chipping away the paint because it hurt so bad. But so we had to call the ambulance, and the ambulance came and picked me up because I lived so far away from the hospital that my mom was afraid that, what's the matter? Mom was afraid that I was gonna go into labor here. So yeah, and in the ambulance they gave me 4 milligrams of morphine, which ended up stalling my labor. Come to find out, because whenever I got to the hospital, I was 4 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced. And a couple of days before that, I went to the doctor and I hadn't dilated at all, so that was the pain. So I went from 0 to 4 centimeters in an hour. So yeah, but I went to the hospital and they put me on the monitors, and my labor got stalled, obviously from the morphine, and the next day they sent me home, and they told me to come back whenever I started having contractions again. On Wednesday. Went there. They saw that my contractions were regular. They kept me overnight again, and they sent me home because my labor stalled again. And then on Thursday I went back because my labor started up again. But these were worse contractions. They were about 5-6 on the pain scale, and they were lasting, and they were coming every 2 to 4 minutes. So we went there, and whatever, they checked me, and I'm almost 5 centimeters now, and they kept on coming. They didn't stall this time, but they weren't doing enough. Like, I wasn't dilating fast enough for my doctor to want to keep me, like admit me. So I was sent home again. And then on Friday I had a regular doctor's appointment at noon, and so I went there, and he measured me, and I was supposed to be measuring 38 inches because that was 38 weeks, and I measured 32. And so they had an ultrasound done on me, and they saw that I had low fluid. And on Wednesday night, also, I thought that my water had broke because I squatted down and the small gush of water came out. But then at the hospital too, they said that my water didn't break because I did some little test, but whatever, and it said it was negative, but my water actually did rupture. It was like a small leak. So, but yeah. And so they said either you can get induced today or you can wait till Monday and we can repeat the ultrasound and see if it's like you really need to get induced, or if you can wait a couple more weeks until you're due and everything. I was like, no, because I was exhausted. I was literally like a slug. Like, I couldn't do anything really because I was so tired of having contractions, being in false labor, my doctor calls it, and having to go back and forth and not getting enough sleep because I was constantly worried that I was going to end up going into labor and whatever. But anyways, so at 2:15 I got induced with Pitocin, and my contractions were coming every 1 to 3 minutes. I was already contracting, but it wasn't like anything. Like it didn't hurt or anything. But anyways, they were coming every 1 to 3 minutes. I couldn't feel them. Like, it was weird. My left side of my body has been totally numb ever since I was 30 weeks, and I was dilating like on my left side more than I was on my right side, so I couldn't feel them. And my doctor was like, whenever I go into real active labor, it doesn't matter if it was numb or not, I would be able to feel them. So hours and hours passed, 6 hours passed of me just being on the Pitocin and not really feeling the contractions, but they were coming and they were being regular, and they weren't even doing anything either because they checked me. And like I said, I was 4 centimeters before. Well, I was like 4.5 before I went into the hospital, and after 6 hours I had only moved up to almost 5. So I was like 4.9, he said. And my facement hadn't changed, and the head was still at 0. So they broke my water at 8:30, and after 2 really bad contractions, like I started having really hard contractions ever since they broke my water. And after 2 bad contractions, I wanted an epidural. But the doctor was doing a C-section and couldn't get to me. And so I was waiting, and the nurse kept on coming in and saying, "Oh, he's almost with you. Oh, he's almost done. Da 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 da." Whatever. The guy never came. I never got the epidural. And at I don't know what time it was. It was like maybe 5 minutes before I pushed her out. I felt like I had to crap really bad, and whatever, the little positive poop test, whatever, I did that. And I pushed her head out with one push, and then I remember my doctor saying to me, "Look down at your baby." And I looked down, and then he was like, "Next contraction, push." And like, he didn't even finish the word contraction, and I just screamed and pushed as hard as I could. And 2 more pushes, and she was out. And yeah, she weighed 5 pounds, 13 ounces, and was 18 inches long. And she's not really a screamer. Like, she cried, but then she just laid down. But yeah, my mom cut the cord. I did tear. I got a 2nd-degree tear inside the vagina. Not anywhere else, but just inside. So I don't really feel it. And yeah, that's my pretty labor story. So yeah, I guess you could say I was in active labor for 2 hours. I guess you could say, because the other labor I couldn't really feel until then. But yeah, and this is Amiyah now. She's sleeping. Wait, she's stretching. Yeah. I wish she could open up her eyes, but she won't. But yeah, she's 10 days old. That was my labor story. So, yeah, I think I'm about to go take a nap with her. So, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.